Hey everybody, this is Runway 34 Right, and I'm here to give you a walkthrough of the aircraft.cfg file in your flight simulator folder. This folder is, this CFG file is very important to the inner workings of the aircraft and what you see on the flight simulator. So let's go into the aircraft.cfg file. First you want to go to Computer, C drive, program files x86. If you have anything 32-bit, it's just going to be program files. Microsoft Games, Microsoft Flight Simulator X, and this is really helpful. Just when you get to Flight Simulator X, right click on it and click copy, and then click paste shortcut so that you have a shortcut right here on the desktop. You don't have to go through all that. So open the Microsoft Flight Simulator folder, go into Sim Objects, Airplanes, and okay, these are all the aircraft you've downloaded. I have a fair amount, and just go, I'll show you the default 747 folder, okay? This is the aircraft.cfg file. To open this file, it has to be open with Notepad. If you don't see it and you just see a blank file next to it, right click, open with, and then just click Notepad from other programs, and then you can open all your CFG files like that. Okay, now this is the aircraft.cfg file. Okay, now okay, I'll bring my example to this. Okay, this is basically each, I guess you could say, repaint or variation of the aircraft in question, which is in this case the 747. So this is, now it always starts with 0, it doesn't start with 1. This is flight sim 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth. This is the number of, just for the flight simulator to reference which number of, which repaint that is. Okay, so let's break this down. This is the title. Okay, the title is basically just the title of the variation. It's just you know, basically a title, not really important to how the plane works, just a title. Sim equals Boeing 747-400. The sim is that's what directs you to the .air file. This is what how your aircraft flies. That's what controls that. So you could, if there's two different types, it needs to specify which air file it needs. So that's why it has that. If there's only one, just make sure, you have to make sure it's typed in right, but obviously Microsoft did this, so it's typed in right, but that's the sim. Model equals, that is which model it goes to. Now, this 747 only has one model, but if you have another aircraft with, like, say, if this was 767, there could be a model and a model.winglet. This is just another different type of model, how the aircraft looks in the flight simulator. And if there's something after it, a dot, and then like this, dot number 1, you'd put texture equals 1. I'll get to that in a second, but that's just which model file it has to go to. Same thing with panel and sound, same exact thing. Texture is 1. That means that this texture file right here, which is the Boeing house livery, that's where this repaint goes to. If you don't have this, if I just erase this texture equals, then this won't work. It'll actually just go to this, and then that just doesn't work. Checklists, reference, blah, yada yada, you can't really do much about that. ATC ID, that's when you click on the details of your aircraft in the Flight Simulator aircraft selection menu. That's just the ATC ID, but that can be changed later, so that doesn't really need a lot of fiddling around with. Same thing with ATC airline and ATC flight number. That doesn't, you can change that later, so that doesn't really need anything. Heavy equals 1. That all large aircraft, I think from 757 size and above, need heavy, so it could be Boeing 1123 heavy. It'd have to be have to have heavy after an equals 1. That just means that ATC will reference it as heavy, but you can change that in the menu too. Manufacturer equals Boeing. That means that that's how it's listed in the flight simulator. That's just alphabetical, and it'll be in the B section, listed alphabetically. Type 747-400, that's the type of plane it is, what will show up under Boeing. And the variation, that is what this repaint is called. Doesn't have anything to do with the title right here, but that's what I guess the repaint's called. It will show up as Boeing 747-400 Boeing livery, and you can change that up however you like. Type role, commercial airliner, that's once again organization menus. UI created by Microsoft Corporation, that's once again for the menus. You can change that. I don't see why you'd want to, but you can. And the description, you can change that however you want. Doesn't really matter. It's just what's going to show up in details under the description. So that's just a basic aircraft.cfg deconstruction. And by the way, to go to how to add repaints to your aircraft, click on the winglet right here. That'll bring you to my other video, how to add repaints to aircraft, in case you're curious. Anyway, just tell me what I can do better about this. If you have any problems, please feel free to ask me in the comments section right down there. Like this video, please. Really means a lot to me. Comment, subscribe, tell your friends about this if they're into flight simulation tutorials, and request a tutorial. You can request any tutorial you want so long as I know how to do it. If I don't, I could research it, I guess. But yeah, and shout out to the user AirCanada806. I'm sorry I couldn't get around to making that tutorial, but I'm not really sure how to get around that, how to go about that. If you could specify by sending me a PM or writing in the comments section, AirCanada806, that'd mean a lot to me, and I can get that tutorial out for you. Well, thanks for watching this tutorial. Stay tuned in the near future for a review of a payware add-on aircraft for Microsoft Flight Simulator 10. Thank you very much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.